I want you to write down there's one word that I believe will help you accomplish what you want. And it's accountability. The difference between winners and losers is winners actually pivot to take advantage of these big changes, right? Because the algorithms, the whole dopamine, the whole world of social media, it is there to keep you there, to keep you in, and to keep you around the things that you're mostly focused on. So again, if you want to grow this year, the word is accountability. Okay, guys, happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the Clear channel. Today we're going to be relatively brief, but I got a couple topics I want to cover. Our whole goal starting this Clear channel 3 or 4 years ago is to help, our purpose is to help change the world one leader at a time. And hopefully the content we bring to you today will help you move along in your year and your goals and the things you want to accomplish. So I want you guys to write down a word. So I'm going to jump right in. I want you to write down there's one word that I believe will help you accomplish what you want. And it's accountability. Accountability. And accountability, I looked it up. By definition, it's the willingness or obligation to accept responsibility for one's actions. So I'm going to say that again. It's the willingness or obligation to accept the responsibility of one's actions. And it's interesting. I got a chance to travel this week a little bit to Texas and meet with people. I met with a guy that's a CEO of a $400 million company, spent a little bit of time with him. I got a chance to speak actually to his company. I was a panel speaker to his organization and share some thoughts around life and business and leadership. And it's really interesting how people run companies and build companies. That organization over the last 15 years, and it's been in business 40 years, has had to pivot, like seriously change their company completely upside down 3 or 4 times. If they didn't pivot and take accountability and take ownership of their organization, they would have been out of business after 30 some years in business. And it just, I don't know, it's very inspiring to hear their story because he shared it with the whole organization because there's obviously new staff in his company in the last 6 to 12 months and not everybody knew him or knew the story of the business. And, what it made me think about is how, to understand if you want to do anything remarkable, if you want to do anything special in the world of business and the life that you're living, just know that it's going to get challenging sometimes. It's going to get hard and you're going to have to pivot and evolve and change and make decisions differently than maybe before. I said this yesterday in a call. Yesterday's standards will not be tomorrow's expectations. Yesterday's standards will not be tomorrow's expectations. And the challenge is most people give up too soon. They want things to be easier. They want and they want the world to change as opposed to they change. And my hope for you is in 2024, you 100% start becoming accountable for what you're doing and not doing. And I'll tell you, if there's one person that watches this video out of the 1,000 some subscribers we have on the channel, there's one person that does that this year, in my opinion, our channel is doing what it should be doing. The message is changing the world one leader at a time. And I'll tell you, it's not because I want you guys to look in the mirror and I want you to become upset and unhappy about where you're at. Because, the reality is some people are not in a good spot. The reality is that you may be sad looking at how you got to take accountability for your life and what you haven't accomplished and what you have accomplished, right? But know that people who take accountability, they actually are happier than people who don't. And I'll tell you, again, as you travel and you start listening to people talk in the airports and the different places that, you get food and whatever. And the restaurant I was at the other night at this conference, it's just so interesting to me what people are talking about right now. There's a lot of people talking about 2024 and the election year. And it's crazy to me to think about how many people think that the president of the country, whoever it is or was or going to be, is going to have a massive impact on whether they succeed or not. Not to say they make decisions on a macro level and a high level to actually impact the economy. They do, 100%. The difference between winners and losers is winners actually pivot to take advantage of these big changes. Losers blame the government on things, blame the president. And trust me when I tell you, you don't want to be a loser. Losers don't get anything out of life. And so when I tell you taking accountability, take accountability for your friends, for your friendships, take accountability for people who are in your life. Take accountability for what you're learning and not learning, right? Take accountability for how you spend your time, where you're putting it, right? If you're spending your time wisely. So often there's a saying I have with young people that, struggle to advance their careers is the saying is when your days become more important than your nights, you'll start moving ahead. Right. And it's so often I see people that are, that have all the talent in the world to do well, that they just can't get beyond that stage of their life. It's too important to them to go out and have a good time. And oftentimes they drink too much and they don't show up to work and all these other things. Right. Which is so interesting. And, and it's funny. I tell people sometimes in coaching conversations, I say, what are you mostly interested in? What gets you fired up? And they tell me about all the goals they have, the homes, the travel experiences. And what I say to people is I say to them, let me see your social media. Give me your phone. Let me see your social media. Pull up your Instagram page. And then what I do is I just scroll their Instagram page. I scroll their TikTok page because that tells me what they're most interested in, right? It's not what they're telling me. It's not what they're saying to me. It is what the Instagram, social media, the TikTok, the Facebook, all these things, that tells me what they're interested in, right? It's the algorithms are set up in a way that they're going to give you the things that you want on those social media sites, right? So if you're looking at things that are negative and you see all these negative posts on your social media, well, guess what? That's what you're looking at. It gives you more of what you want, essentially. So if you want positivity, if you want things that show up on my social media, which is about leadership and motivational things and homes and cars and travel and all the things that I think about, then you should start looking at the right things online, right? Because the algorithms, the whole dopamine, the whole world of social media, it is there to keep you there, to keep you in, and to keep you around the things that you're mostly focused on. So again, if you want to grow this year, the word is accountability. Take accountability for your actions. Take accountability for what you're looking at. Take accountability for the things that you're reading. Take accountability for people in your life. And I would highly, highly encourage you to make sure you have the right things going on around your world to accomplish the things that you want in your career. And I'll tell you again, 2024 is the year to get shit done. 2024 is the year to get shit done. I know in our organization, we got a lot of goodness happening. I know my buddy Jason, for any guys that watch this channel, I know he's going to get a chance to run his own business this year. And I tell you, when I think of Jason, I think of his tenure and working together. He is the most reliable person that I've met in a long time. That has been in the organization, started off entry level, started off young in sales, started off, very green, very, very green. And he's come in and he's made decisions month over month, year over year to get good at being reliable. And that's not just in sales performance. That's in leadership. That's in mentorship. That's in support with staff that he's responsible for. But he is 100% reliable. And that is a huge difference maker in the workforce, in the workplace, is being reliable. Because what people want in leadership, what people want in management, what people want, especially if you're in charge of a company, is they want security. They want safety. So if you're unpredictable as a leader and you're unpredictable as a human being, then people get uncomfortable. They don't want to. They don't want to. They oftentimes don't play full out because you're unpredictable and you're unreliable. Things change too much, right? So it's super, super important to know that reliability and being accountable is vital. And I'll tell you, just a little thought to help your world be to move forward when you're thinking about accountability. It's huge to look at the right things and to think about the right things. I want everyone to take a second and literally take 5 seconds and think about this thought. I want you to think about how much time and energy yesterday was spent on things that you don't have. Take a few seconds to think about this. How much time and energy did you spend yesterday thinking about things you don't have? As opposed to shifting that energy and thinking about the things that you're grateful for. Thinking about the things that you do have. Thinking about the skills that you do have. Thinking about the goals that you have. Thinking about the relationships you have, the positive things going on in the world. If you shift that energy into gratitude and to the things that you do have and the things that you do want in a positive light, what happens is the universe will kind of start forming people and opportunities and things to help you grow and to help you get ahead. And that shift, again, is vital. That's another accountability shift. Because what people do, unfortunately, is they live in this world where they're thinking about all these things they don't have, all these things that they that just doesn't fill them up, and then they continue to get those things, right? As opposed to shifting that energy, like I said. So, in order to live the life that you want, trust me when I tell you that it is all about perspective. It's all about learning the things that successful people do. I want to say the lineage, but it's not the lineage. The things that people do in every industry in the world, like the most successful people, all know the same things. They all look at the world in the same way. It's very interesting. It doesn't matter the industry. It doesn't matter the sport. They all look at things the same way. I was just in the gym this morning and saw my buddy who's going to be reffing some big football games this weekend. For any football fans out there, he'll be reffing the Ravens game. Again, we all know the same things. He was in the gym first thing this morning. He's got his headset on. He's working out. He's taking care of his health because he knows his health is going to directly translate to his life and obviously impact his career and his side gig, which is a professional NFL referee, which is his side gig, which is kind of fun. But they all know the same things, that it starts in here: healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit, and then it translates to accomplishing big things in life. So again, in review, accountability. That's the word of the day. That's the word of the week. That's the word of the year. Take accountability. Again, it's the willingness or obligation to accept responsibility for one's actions. Make sure you start doing that. If you really want to hit your goals this year, only if you really want to get ahead this year, you should think about that word. For those of you that may not be the year and you want to think about it in 5 or 10 years, just know that word's going to come up. And at some point, you're going to look at it and be like, yep, I need to start being more accountable. For me, not for anyone else, for me to accomplish what I want on this planet, in this universe, and the things that you want to live by and the family you want to build. So have an amazing week, you guys. Happy Friday. Again, join us on Clear Channel on YouTube. You can follow us on TikTok and all those other social media sites. That's some goodness that you can have in your feed, by the way. But you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for jumping on today.